Please listen carefully.
Well, hello, universe, and welcome to the Optimist Daily Update. I'm Kristy Jansen.
And I'm Summers McKay.
And we're part of the team behind the Optimist Daily, making solutions the news. We bring you reader-funded solutions news every day in order to change the tenor of news media, social media, and the direction of your day to help make it one focused on solutions.
7 days a week, we publish positive news stories written by award-winning journalists and delivered online to your inbox and through our social channels. And also, we are sharing these solutions in a commute-worthy, walk-worthy, home office-worthy, wake up your brain in the morning-worthy podcast. Today is Wednesday, the 28th of July, 2021. Happy almost August, Kristy.
Oh, yes, it's almost August.
Do super fun things happen in August for people named Kristy?
Well, I don't know about other people named Kristy, but for me, it actually starts off with my birthday.
Yep, it is Kristy's birthday
early
month.
August.
Pretty exciting. Do you have any fun plans?
I think I'm going to avoid it altogether.
That's super fun.
No, we'll probably do like a little dinner or something. I mean, it just seems I'm not really super easy with big socializing kinds of events,
right?
Even though I did travel.
Yeah.
And it's not like a milestone birthday for me. So it's just, and I'm not 15 or 21 or anything like that. I don't really need to mark the passage of time.
Get big and crazy. Well, Kristy and I were both talking today about, I was a little late for a meeting this morning because I was at the eye doctor, and I am officially, it's like the readers that I have to get, Kristy, are 2. I have to get +2 for my readers.
Wow.
It's serious, man. And I did not realize that I needed them until he was like, yeah, so get around 1.75 or +2, and it'll make a real big difference. And boy, oh boy. So I guess it'd been a while since I'd been to the eye doctor, but that is passing of time. So that's how I celebrated your birthday, was getting old eyes and glasses. So
well, thanks for that recognition, Summer. I appreciate that.
You're terribly welcome.
Speaking of aging and using our brains well as we get older.
Yep.
Let's start with your story today.
Okay. We'll start with my story, but first I would like to take a moment and thank my husband for doing something that has never been done before in the existence of my littlest daughter. My husband took her to school so that I could go to a spin class before starting work. And I have been primarily responsible for taking her to school. I guess from his standpoint, it's always really, really hard to leave a kiddo at school. The big kids, before I came into the picture, he had to take them to school a lot. And he always felt really sad and felt like he was abandoning them every day. So he had, until today, been completely resistant at doing it. And I just said, look, I have to get some good, hard exercise in. I got to get some spin classes into my life. I need it for my mental health. I need it for my physical health. You've got to take our daughter to school. And he did, and he got through it, and she cried, and he cried. But I would just like to say thank you, because it makes a really big difference in my morning routine.
Maybe he read yesterday's story about how working dads can stay involved once the office is reopened.
Exactly. It's like the editors are sending him secret messages. No, but thank you very much, honey. I appreciate it. I don't even know if he's listening, but he just needs to, the universe just needs to know I am grateful, because I feel like $1 million. And the reason is I had a great morning routine. So much to my expected surprise, because the Optimist Daily always hits the nail on the head with the story that I need to read in the morning. This headline reads, "This neuroscientist approved morning routine is great for brain health." I think we all have felt overwhelmed by the excessive to-do list that we find ourselves just buried in. And it can be really hard to stay sharp and focused and committed. Neuroscientists and creator of the meditation app BrainTap, Patrick K. Porter, and fellow neuroscientist Kristen Willumere? Yeah, we'll go with that. Know the feeling. So they shared a story with Well and Good that our editors found and extracted great tips for a healthy morning. Number 1, wake up mindfully. Now, we talk about this all the time on the Optimist Daily. Like, these are our basic tips, right? Meditate, rotate your house plants, some basic things. Journaling. But waking up mindfully doesn't actually mean that you need to have 15 minutes of meditation. Just a few minutes of meditation can alleviate stress and anxiety by reducing cortisol and the epinephrine that's running through your body, helping you regulate blood pressure, heart rate, and breathing patterns. Waking up mindfully with just a small few minutes of meditation can set your nervous system in a really positive direction after it might have been startled by the waking of a buzzing alarm. So waking up on time also can mean not using an alarm clock, instead leaving your blinds open, so letting the sun wake you up. In my case, it's a tiny little person who wakes me up every morning. But finding an alarm that also slowly increases in volume to wake you up calmly, so it is not an aggressive, shouting, glaring horn. Water instead of caffeine is tip number 2. No shock. So one of these brilliant scientists gets 3 20-ounce glasses of water in before his morning workout. 60 ounces before the morning workout seems crazy town to me. But the other doctor is getting 2 8-ounce glasses of water. First water is just plain. Second water is lemon water. We all know that hydration instead of coffee as the first step in the morning is good for you. We all kind of laughed in our pre-meeting, right? Because, Kristy, what did you drink first thing this morning?
Oh, I had water.
Show off. Well, Amelia and I both had coffee. So
I had coffee then after that, and then I had my lemon immunity booster shot.
Right. You made like a lemon, turmeric, ginger immunity booster tonic this weekend, didn't you? Yes. All right. Well, this next one is don't eat breakfast right away. Choose healthy food when you do. Basically give your body a little bit of time to get that water running through, and then go with plant-based fruits, veggies, and legumes, whole grains, nuts, and seeds. I think that sounds delicious. I actually had a handful of cashews and some cranberries this morning. And then last but not least, do exactly what I did today and wish I could do every day, but will do as many days as I can. Make time for a morning workout. Doesn't have to be a spin class, just 15 to 20 minutes can get you moving, exposes you to nature, and provides positive vitamin D. So get out, get moving. And it's not just about your physical fitness. This is about your brain. Exercise is super good for your brain. And as Kristy and I are no longer spring chicken turning 21, we need to keep our brains healthy. And you guys probably do too. And even the spring chickens who are turning 21 should focus on brain health. So I feel like super pumped up this morning, as you can tell, Kristy. I feel like I'm just literally like this energizer battery of can't stop, but it's all because of my morning workout. What story got you fired up?
Well,
speaking of energizer batteries.
Yeah, speaking of energizer batteries, and I feel a little overwhelmed by all that energy coming off of the out of the speaker.
You're like, whoa, Nellie, slow down. Let's bring it down a little bit.
Yeah.
Summers, this is not like a fitness class. This is the Optimist Daily
rah-rah.
update.
Well, the story that I wanted to focus on actually has to do with one of my favorite subjects, electric vehicles. And the headline reads that this new report debunks one of the biggest myths about electric vehicles. And I think we've heard on and off, and I am the proud owner of a electric vehicle myself. But sometimes I get into fights with people who are diehard internal combustion fans.
Diesel fans.
Or diesel fans. They say that the whole idea of an electric vehicle is garbage because the mining of the minerals and the fact that you have to replace them. I don't know. They're not really very environmentally friendly. And even though they have no emissions when you're driving them, there's still tons of emissions in the building of them. And they're only as clean as the electricity system that you plug into as the grid. So right. if you're on a coal-powered grid, then your electric vehicle is really not doing anything. It's just moving your emissions to the power generation plant as opposed to driving on the roads.
Right.
In fact, however, that is not true. According to a new study that was performed by an organization called the International Council on Clean Transportation, the ICCT.
This is super good news.
Super good news. So it's an interesting thing. What they found is, as a matter of fact, that EVs are less polluting no matter which type of power grid that they are on. So the idea that they're not such a great idea is actually debunked by this study. And in fact, they will release fewer greenhouse gas emissions than a gas-powered car throughout their life cycle. And those findings hold true globally, whether an EV recharges from a grid in Europe, which has a pretty large share of green power, or a grid in India that is still heavily reliant on coal. The findings show that a lifetime emissions for an EV in Europe are between 66 and 69% lower compared to that of a gas-powered car. In the US, it's between 60 and 68% fewer emissions. EVs in China, which use a lot more coal than we do here in the United States still, is between 37 and 45% fewer emissions. And that number is between 19 and 34% fewer emissions in India. So anyway, it just was an interesting comment on the true benefits of moving to an all-electric vehicle. And this is a medium-sized car that they were looking at. But I think that it probably goes down the line in all kinds of transportation, whether it's trucking and shipping. The issue that we still really do need to think about, though, is what do you do at the end of the life of that battery? Because the minerals that go into making that battery, even if it's just a small component, they really need to be recycled in a responsible way and not just move into the other waste streams, into groundwater or, so those kinds of things.
Establishing that circularity continues to be really critical in this developing industry.
And one other thing to think about is that just replacing every single car on the road with an electric vehicle is not necessarily the best idea, because it would be great if we could reimagine how we move around, rely more on bicycles, rely more on public transportation and shared transportation. And do we really need to own our own cars everywhere all the time, that mostly they just sit in a garage or sit on a street taking up space?
Right. And also increasing local community options and allowing people to live more local lifestyles.
So the sharing economy, public transportation, all these other things that are interesting solutions to the problem of having as many cars as there are people on the planet.
Right. So speaking of many, many, many people on the planet and many, many interesting things, there are some other headlines that are attacking the increasing number of emissions. One of the headlines that we're reading about today is California Bay Area is cracking down on refinery pollution. Argentina is the first Latin American country to introduce non-binary national IDs. That's pretty cool. Prevent the spread of summer colds in your home with these 5 tips. I think we all want to prevent the spread of everything. Let's see. Michelin showers stars on several plant-based restaurants this year. What else, Kristy?
There's a frozen zoo, which could be endangered species last hope. Some solar-powered meeting pods can take remote work to a whole new level.
I'm just imagining when I read that one, I'm imagining a drone delivering you and I to some sort of meeting pod together. I don't know. I have not read that article, but that headline is great.
The Olympic Games are showcasing Japan's hydrogen economy, which is a story I haven't read yet, but I'm going to go read that after the call today. And Basil knows how to increase urban green space. Make it mandatory. Those stories and more on the Optimist Daily today. Today's solutions. There's plenty more to search, especially if you are an emissary. But thank you everybody for listening to today's Optimist Daily Update. We promise to keep sharing these positive solution-based stories with ideas on how you can get involved, participate in the changing world, and work to ensure it is changed for the good. We promise to keep covering current events with accuracy, legitimate sources, and offering you kinds of information that we all need to help chart new paths for the whole world.
And please, as always, consider becoming an emissary. It's end of the month. I'm hustling. Come on, guys. I need 36 more of you to show up. I know you're out there. Let's do it. Actually, I think I only need... No, I need 29 more. Look at that. That number is changing by the minute. Be one of us. Be an emissary. Help us deliver positive solutions to the world and help us keep the Optimist Daily free to all who need it, supported by those who can. Have a great hump day, everybody. See you tomorrow.